Testing. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Let me know if you can hear me. I think I'm too bright. Because this is the natural light coming in the room. But I may have to close the door because I think I'm too bright. I look too white. Should I keep the natural sunlight, outdoor light, or close the door and have more of the room light? Let me know in the chat. And you know what? I am going to close the door because I have to get waxed. I have to get my upper lip waxed and some other places waxed because I'm behind in my wax appointment. And with this natural light, you can see everything. So let me hold on for 1 sec. 1 sec. All right. Voila. Yes, honey. It's more better. That was leave the light alone. No, honey, I had to close the door for that natural sunlight, honey. This is the inside light. Yes, this is better because you know what? It camouflages the the little hairs on my lip. I don't want to say mustache because it's not that thick yet. But I gotta go to get the wax. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dana with the Data Podcast. Yes, it is Migrant Crises Wednesday. We talk about the migrant crisis. We're also going to talk about SNAP because SNAP benefits are getting cut this Saturday, November the 1st. Why? Because the people who we vote to send to Congress don't know what they're doing. They're selfish. They're pieces of shit, basically. Republican and Democrat. But this is a Democrat shutdown. Make no mistake about that. Make no mistake about it. The sun blazed on. Yes, honey. Well, it's not sunny out, but it's still natural light. But I had to close the door, honey, because I had to camouflage the do you call this the 360? The hair on the lip? I don't know. Well, the shadow, some mess. Who knows? Hi, everybody. So listen, before I get into it, hit the like button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's what Vicky Dillard be saying, honey. Share, 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 share. Share the video. Hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that's watching on X. Get in them comments, honey, because I know a lot of y'all going to get mad because I'm about to talk about your girl, Jasmine Crockett, to all you liberal lovers. Yes. And that's what I want to start off with. So we got to talk about Jasmine. We got to talk about SNAP. We got to talk about Chicago migrants, babies getting tear gas. And of course, I want to talk about Stephen A. Smith's message, not only to America, but to Black Americans. So let's get into it. And P. Ray, honey, she's coming up. So of course, this is one of my faves. She's one of my faves. Jasmine Crockett. She keeps giving us content. So she posts, I'm tired of watching hardworking people beg for the basics while billionaires keep cashing in. Being able to put food on your table should never be a luxury. You can't call yourself pro-life while letting families go hungry. You can't shout America first while constantly putting Americans last. Girl, ain't this the pot calling the kettle black? Because she is nothing but pro illegals. But this is her message she had this week for Trump, honey. Let's take a listen.
At the end of the day, we're talking about the very basics. Like, it is really sad when you are in a country that is not a third world country and people are basically begging their government to do the basics. We're not talking about luxuries. It should not be a luxury that you get $6 a day, right, to eat. Like, that should not be a luxury. And we should be looking at the fact that there are funds available and he is choosing not to use those funds. Or when you start to talk about your big billionaire friends as you're continuing to violate laws, Why is it that you're not looking out for people that are hungry? Why aren't you looking at the fact that rural America overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump, and rural America uses more SNAP benefits than urban America? I mean, like, these are your voters, right? So, like, why aren't you doing those things? So I think that the question should be, which party is truly about being pro-life? Which party is truly about the entirety of the United States? And which party is really more patriotic? I would say that he is a party of him and other rich people and nobody else. And I'm hoping that all Americans can finally wake up and say, we are going to prioritize ourselves. We are going to look for people that maybe we don't think they're super funny or super entertaining, but they will not try to deal death to us with every single policy that they hand out. And ultimately, if people end up going hungry because SNAP benefits end up drying up, this is just a preview of what is going to happen as relates to what they did in the big ugly bill.
So my message to Jasmine, first of all, honey, you're part of the Million Billionaires Club. You're part of it. You're part of the elite, the Black Boule. You're part of them. So are you going to sign that bill that Rick Scott is putting forward that Congress will not get paid as long as the shutdown continues, to withgo your paycheck, to be in solidarity with over 800,000 federal workers that are furloughed and not getting paid? Are you going to do that? Because your focus is Trump, 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 and the Republicans. However, the Republicans are the one that did submit a bill, a temporary SNAP bill, to fund SNAP benefits for the month of November while the shutdown continues. And the Democrats, y'all didn't want to sign off on that. Y'all refused to pass that one simple bill. Why is that? And I was trying to find a clip where she said something about Trump being scared of Black women or something to that effect.
Do you believe this will be the week that Congress comes to an agreement here?
I have no idea. I mean, you started off talking about the fact that the president is in Japan. The president has time to do everything but what he needs to focus on. In fact, we heard the press secretary say that his main priority is the ballroom that no one asked for, the ballroom that requires him to destroy historic pieces of the White House. And so it doesn't seem like he's interested.
And that context of the comment from Caroline Leavitt, she was asked if the president was working on any other renovations when it came to the White House, and she was saying his focus was the ballroom. But to your point about what the president said, do you believe this will be the week that Congress comes?
Yeah, so I was trying to find the clip. She says something about he's scared of Black women. I have no idea. I thought I had it, maybe not. But either way, Congress needs to get it together. Congress, all of Congress, they are the ones starving the children and the families who rely on SNAP benefits. There are no winners or losers. As long as this government is shut down, everybody is responsible. It is everybody's fault. And that shows me that you politicians in the House and in the Senate, you don't know what you're doing. You're not doing your job. You're not. You're selfish, you're entitled. None of y'all put America first. See, she's focused on, oh, well, Trump, he's not putting America first. Oh, and Trump has nothing to do with you guys passing that bill. Congress controls the purse, not Trump. Not Trump. Hold on for 1 second. All right, I'm back. Damn, it was getting stuffy. Woo, child. So, speaking of Snap, and I thought I found that clip, honey. Actually, I think Jasmine Crockett Trump comment. Jasmine Crockett Trump. Let me see something. I could have sworn she said something about he's scared. Oh, I don't know what black woman hurt him in the past. Yes, that was it. But where is the clip? I put this damn serum on my face. I think this is the clip here.
Who, but for him being born with a silver spoon, probably wouldn't have got into. I don't know what black woman hurt him in his past, honey, but it is really taking him through it. Listen, he's never been known to be an Einstein. This is not a guy who got in on merit when it came to going to college. This is someone who, but for him being born with a silver spoon, probably wouldn't have got into anybody's institution, unlike me. So, I am not worried about that. And I wish people would look at the fact that you have a president of the United States who consistently is obsessing over two women of color that are members of the House. You are the president. You have a lot more power than we do, but obviously you consistently feel threatened. And that is why we have seen the attacks on black women in general from this administration. I don't know what black woman hurt him in his past, honey, but it is really taking him through it. But I really wish, for the sake of this country and honestly for the sake of the world, that he would focus on his real job and stop worrying about me. My constituents would worry about whether or not I have an adequate IQ, even though that's not the test that he's taking. And it's up to them to decide. It's not him. He can't hire me or fire me, unfortunately for him.
So that was the clip. That was the clip that I wanted to play. Can you guys hear me? So you know what? She and the Democrats, what they do is she keeps saying, "Oh, he has my name all in his mouth." The only reason why Trump mentions Jasmine Crockett is because ever since he was elected, and even last year when he was running for presidency, she always talked shit about him, called him names. He never responded until recently. And that's what she wanted. She wanted a reaction from Donald Trump. And now that you have his attention and he's saying that you have a low IQ, and sometimes you do come off as to having a very low IQ, now she want to act like he don't like black women. No, ma'am, you don't represent all of every black woman, because you damn sure don't represent me. I'm not in your district and I don't like you. I don't think you do a good job as a congresswoman. You are pro illegals. You are pro everything else except for America. Definitely except for black Americans. You don't do shit for black Americans. Congressional Black Caucus is just useless. It's a useless caucus because none of them do anything for black Americans. Jasmine Crockett is the problem. But now that you finally have Trump's attention, because it was this month was the first time he mentioned that girl name. And all of a sudden, now that he's responding back to her, to all the name calling that she was calling him, called him a racist, called him a piece of shit, called him an idiot, yada, yada, yada. And he said, you know what? She has a low IQ. And then he called her Jimmy Crockett. And you think he doesn't like black women, or he has a problem with black women? Girl, bye. Have several seats. Go sign that bill. You and Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, all you Democrats need to sign that damn bill so that people could get back to work and people can feed their families. Lori, honey, she could represent you or all you want. She represent you. She don't represent me. And you do not speak for black Americans, let alone black women. You speak for yourself, just like I speak for myself. Jasmine Crockett speaks for herself. So, listen, I love that I have the liberal lovers in the chat. I love you guys' comments because I get you, y'all get mad. Y'all get in your feelings, y'all get in your bag. Yeah, I'm poking the bear. Yeah. And I want you guys to get upset and I want you to take your frustrations out in the chat. Yeah. Because somebody needs to call out the BS. But all of Congress is failing Americans, America as a whole, including her, the low IQ Congresswoman. That's what she is. Cricket Crockett. Crooked Crockett. Cricket Crockett, Crooked Crockett. They're all crooks and they're all liars. All right. What's next? Oh, honey, let me keep this screen share up here. Speaking of Congress, I'm going to do it this way. This is Rick Scott saying, listen, as long as the shutdown is going on, Congress people do not need to get paid. And I agree with him.
If you didn't do your job in business, you didn't get paid. You don't show up and do your job, you don't get paid. Why are we getting paid? We shouldn't get paid if we don't do our job. We need to figure out how to work together to get our budgets done. It's as simple as that.
So you're going to offer legislation to not get paid during shutdowns?
Absolutely. I already have a bill. We've got a bill that we don't get paid during the shutdown. Ron Johnson's got a bill that will never have shutdowns. That should pass also. But on top of that, what are the Democrats doing? This is a clean resolution. All we're doing is keeping the funding. Actually, the funding is too high. It's still the Biden funding. But I don't want to shut down government, so I support it. But the Democrats, they want a shutdown for whatever reason. How is this good for the country? Nobody wins with a shutdown.
Exactly. Nobody wins with a shutdown. He's right. Republicans don't win. Democrats don't win. And even if the Democrats sign that bill, there's no winners. You're doing your job. You're doing your job. That's all I'm saying. You're doing your job. Okay. P. Ray, honey, I don't see you on the camera. Let's get it together. Because you're up next. Because I want to get into Chicago, then Snap, and then Stephen A. And that'll be it. And I'm kind of falling behind on time here. Well, partly my fault, but either way. Let's see. Where's this? Okay, yeah, it's this. Give me a sec. Why this damn thing so slow? All right. All right, there you go.
Hey, girl, hey.
You got your braids in. How are you?
Good. It's time for me to start working out again. So I got
Yes,
some more
girl, I'm gonna
braids.
get my braids tomorrow, and I'll be working out starting Saturday, November the 1st. Yes.
Yes.
Did I tell you I'm taking Zip-On?
What's that?
Well, like Ozempic, Wegovy, that's the bad one. Zip-On is the good one. So, but it helps you with weight loss. Yes.
I'm scared of them things, girl. They said like it be tearing up people's pancreas.
That's Ozempic and Wegovy. Zip-On doesn't do that. Yeah. But anyway.
Yes. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for having me.
Yes. 1 second. Okay. So Chicago, honey, because I'll bring you on. We got to talk about Chicago. We got to talk about the migrant crises. Before we get into it, anything you want to say or promote, anything that you're doing? What have you been up to?
I got my signature, so that's what took me a little bit longer to get here. I got my logo now. He ready for 7. So the signatures are done. I had one of my consultants go through them and scrub them to make sure that they were good. So he brought me the edit. So now I got to do that level of work. The first day to turn them in was Monday. But in Illinois, I'm not sure in other places, people will try to challenge your ballots challenge your signatures so that you don't get the required minimum. So you want to make sure that they're as tight as possible before you turn them in. And so that's what we're working on right now, tightening up these signatures. We will be turning them in, and it's showtime now. It's really, really showtime. I'm super excited, Dana. I've been waiting to do this my whole life, like literally. So I'm just walking in my purpose. I've been doing my ancestry research, and I found out that my great, 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 great grandfather named Perry Strong was the president of the Colfax County Republican Party in Mississippi in 1875. Yes.
Wow.
And he's also one of the settlers of Mount Bayou, Mississippi, which is the first Black incorporated town in Mississippi. So I'm doing what we normally do, the work of the ancestors. My daddy did. So this is my daddy's great great granddaddy. So my daddy did the work, I do the work, they did the work. We working.
Right. All right. So let's get into it with Chicago, honey.
Yes.
Where is it? Okay, it's this here. I'll make this bigger here. How are we gonna have this? Yeah, I guess. All right. So apparently, patrol border agents are under fire for allegedly disrupting a children's Halloween parade in Chicago. So it says a U.S. Border Patrol is coming under criticism from Chicago residents who claim federal agents disrupted a children's Halloween parade over the weekend, allegedly with aggressive tactics and tear gas. So I want to play this video first.
Homeland Security officials are defending the actions of federal officers in Chicago over the weekend that sparked outrage from some residents.
Tear gas at Old Irving Park right now, our own neighborhood, scaring our children.
A Halloween parade for children canceled after agents deployed what appeared to be tear gas.
We were supposed to be standing on this corner with hundreds of families walking around, and we're just being terrorized by ICE.
DHS claims the agents were acting in self-defense after a crowd started gathering during the arrest of a construction worker in the country illegally. In another neighborhood, a confrontation with ICE agents turning violent. Angry residents shouting at masked agents making an arrest. Agents deploying a gas canister and moments later pushing a woman to the ground before driving off in a van. And on Friday, agents were trying to arrest construction workers at a private home when one worker became caught in a tug of war with an agent and co-worker who managed to pull him through a window into the home. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino tells ABC News nearly 3,000 people have been arrested in Chicago so far since the immigration crackdown started last month. Bovino is due in court tomorrow after this video appeared to show him throwing tear gas last week. He's accused of violating a restraining order that limits the use of tactics to suppress protests.
Now, Homeland Security officials say agents are trying to use as little force as possible, but in that case, demonstrators threw a rock that hit Bovino in the head. What? Hey, why is he dragging his horse?
7 years old. Be easy.
Whatever it is, say
7 years old.
Dude, woman, man.
What is he being suffocating? What are you doing? Michael, get out of our neighborhood!
Are you a citizen?
Get the out of Chicago, you cowards! You terrorists! Get out of our cities, you fascists!
All right. So I want to get your thoughts on that, because what part of Chicago was that?
So that's the white people neighborhoods. There's another video of ICE in the Black community, and they were clapping and hugging and high-fiving him. This is white folks. Black people are happy that they're here, you all. When I say we are happy that they are here, we are happy that we are here. Boom, 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 boom. ICE, ICE, baby. We asked for this. We did. So we are telling them that it's very racist and Negrophobic for them to be fighting against the help that we had to lobby the federal government to give us. They never show the videos that are coming out of Black Chicago. On October 3rd, which is the day after my birthday, Christy Nome and ICE came to the Walmart in my neighborhood on North Avenue in Costner. And I'm like, did y'all come over here for my birthday? Why y'all over here in my hood on my birthday? But Austin is the largest Negro community in America. It's 85,000 of us in one area. And guess what? When ICE came to the west side of Chicago and came to our Walmart, the Negroes just moved to the right and got out the way. And then we're clapping and telling them, thank you. There they go. Get them right there. You ain't going in here. Here they go. No, honey. We want this, but they only highlight the white people. So you notice when they talk about Chicago crime, they only show Black folks. But now that they're talking about this ICE pushback, they're only showing the white people. Why? That's what I'm saying. So Greg Bovino is a P-Ray fan. I found out. We are Twitter friends. And so they want to come and do a town hall event that I'm going to host, so that they can sit on the stage with the mic and tell us exactly what their mission is. Because the goal of the mainstream media and the Democrats—
Generate voiceovers
to get us emotionally confused, so that we will go out there and use our Black bodies as shields for ICE. And we're not doing that. That was the reason that they put them over here with us, because they thought that this was going to be a Black and brown, people of color, minority. We're doing it. No, 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 honey. We're not doing that. So yes, those are white people. Antifa don't come to Black Chicago.
Right. So now what's interesting is, what is his name? Bovino,
Greg Bovino.
Greg Bovino. He got into a little bit of trouble of throwing a tear gas canister into a crowd of people. And
they hit him in the head with a rock.
Right. But he has to now report in front of a federal judge, and she ordered for him to report to her daily
every
about
day at 6 o'clock.
Right.
I'm getting my outfits together, because I'm about to go out there and stand with a sign that say, let Commander Greg do his job. Get out the way. Black Chicago is asking to leave this man alone. We need the help. They didn't put these migrants in nobody else's community. So why are these people acting a fool?
Right. Let me I'm gonna play that clip.
Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino faced a federal judge in Chicago. He was ordered to come back to court every weeknight and report back to the judge. NBC5's Natalie Martinez has more on the new guidelines this judge is making that makes sure Bovino follows these rules during immigration crackdowns.
Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino left the federal building Tuesday surrounded by fellow immigration agents and Chicago police, who stood between Bovino and protesters demanding he and his agents leave Chicago. Bovino was reporting to a federal judge for a hearing over tactics used by federal agents. Judge Sarah Ellis saw Bovino after reviewing this video, apparently showing him throw a canister of tear gas toward a crowd last Thursday in Little Village. The TRO is the result of a lawsuit alleging the use of chemicals was excessive. Judge Ellis said in court, "It is difficult for me to see that the force being used is necessary." In court, Bovino said today he understands the judge's TRO and will follow it. The judge asked if they were on the same page, which led Bovino to say, "We're on the same page as far as we'll abide by the TRO and all the accoutrements." But in an interview with Telemundo last Thursday, Bovino said this.
Does she get hit in the head with a rock? Maybe she needs to see what that's like.
before she gives an order like that.
Starting tomorrow, Bovino and other immigration agents also has to wear a body camera and turn over all use of force reports since Operation Midway Blitz began, reporting back at 6 p.m. on weekdays, and turn in body camera footage by Friday as part of that reporting. We also saw more detainees pulled in today, this one at the Menards parking lot in Cicero. Agents seen pounding on the windows of a vehicle before a man is pulled from it and handcuffed. Judge Ellis wants to meet with Bovino every weeknight at 6. The next hearing is November 5th. In Little Village.
1 second. Check your audio a little bit. So he has to go in front of a judge. Do you think this is going to slow down the momentum with the border, what the patrol agents, ICE patrol agents are doing?
No. They don't need him to go out there and do the mission. He just happens to be participating in the mission. They're still going to do what they have to do. This is bullying. I think that they should put in a lawsuit because now, so in our country, we have 3 different levels of government. Now we have the judiciary intervening in the space where they should not be intervening. It is not up to the judiciary to guard the border. And they are impeding that by trying to take away the commander that's in charge of it. So I anticipate some lawsuits coming, but we don't care. Again, Dana, I've been talking to you now for what, a little over a year. And what have we been saying? We want ICE. We demand ICE. And ICE is here. It doesn't matter that these liberal weirdos are outside screaming and hollering and yelling. Nobody cares. When Greg Bovino comes to do this town hall, it's going to be in Black Chicago. And none of those people are going to show up. The NAACP did an event last Thursday, the Chicago West Side branch that I belong to. They were trying to do a migrant thing. So they had some non-for-profits up there, and then they had the congressman there. So when I got there, I spoke right before the congressman. And I'm like, listen, guys, we asked for this. This is none of our Negro business. This is not our fight. Border Patrol is not picking up Negroes and kicking in the door. Nobody's going to Broadview because Broadview is like 3 suburbs west outside of Chicago. So if you go out there, there's no bus, no train. So if they take an American out there, how are you going to get home? So no, they're not doing that. I spoke to the Border Patrol people myself, and they said that they are not arresting Americans. The only time Americans get caught up is if they are attacking the agents. So yes, they absolutely deserve to go to jail, but this is not our problem. We also spoke about the propaganda that's being pushed out against us when they showed the little baby with his little handcuffs on in a video from Texas that was made years ago. They talked about the guy over here that was held by the Border Patrol because he had stolen a car and then crashed into another person's car and then tried to bail out, and they happened to be standing right there, and they grabbed him and pulled him back. You understand? So they're not here bothering us at all. This is not our problem. So we have to figure out how we can amplify that message because we're coming against a whole bunch of lies right now. But I can tell you right here, right now, where I am, the people are happy that ICE is here, and we're tired of these Negro-phobic white liberals minding our business, calling us traitors. How dare you call me a traitor when I am an American standing on the American flag? It does not.
Hold on for a second. Where's your headphones?
Right here.
There's a lot of popping. There's a lot of popping from the phone.
Sorry, I just bought a new phone yesterday too. One moment. I have them. But in any case, we're tired of them. We are absolutely sick of these people, and we're getting what we asked for, which is federal help. So it's a blessing.
All right. So, and that was, wait 1 second. Are you putting it in? All right. So that was one of the questions I was going to ask you real quick, and you kind of answered that. Are documented, right? Because documented could mean green card, definitely citizens, residency, people who are legally supposed to be here. Are the documented people getting arrested or hemmed up in these migrant detainments? So and that's what the Democrats, and the liberals are trying to push out there. They're trying to say that a lot of citizens are getting detained without just cause. And it's like, no, if they are getting arrested, that is because they're being very violent against the ICE agents. I can't hear you.
Correct. So I'm getting my headphones, they just tangled. But yes, that's correct. However, we also want to let the people know that Black folks in Chicago have been getting detained for years by the Chicago Police Department. They ain't never ran outside and told the Chicago police, leave people alone when they go in there and raid people's houses for drugs and throw their grandmothers on the floor. Nobody says, why y'all throw Miss May on the floor? No, because we understand that justice is justice. And then I want to share a story with you all, so I hope that this doesn't go too bad. I got detained by Border Patrol in 2016. I was coming across the border here at O'Hare Airport, coming home from Dakar, Senegal, with my 4-year-old at the time. She had on an African outfit. We had on matching African outfits, but mine got ripped. So I put on some jeans and a sweater. She still had on her outfit. We go through the American Customs line. I hand them my 2 passports and say, welcome to America. I'm so happy to be here. He's like, how do you know this little girl? Because she has her father's name. She has a definitely a West African Muslim name. I'm like, this is my child.
Wait, hold on. Girl, did you get them headsets together? Because you already know. You should already have them headsets on when you came on. Because it's too much popping. It's too much popping in the ear, and it's not good. What?
I thought that buying a new phone was, but
No. It doesn't matter. Always have your headphones.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. I wanna, while you figure that out, I want to play the mayor of Chicago talking about the tear gas with the Halloween parade. 1 second, let me back this up a little. All right.
Vino is in front of a federal judge this morning. What do you want to hear from him about ICE and immigration, border patrol enforcement that's been going on in Chicago?
Vino is a barbaric individual. The Trump administration has a proclivity to lie. I'm not quite sure if we hear anything from him will reflect truth. The Trump administration said that they were going to go after the worst of the worst. Criminals, individuals who have caused harm, and I just hope that this judge provides some level of accountability, because that's not what's happening right now.
One second. All right. Now it's an echo.
What can we do?
All right, just forget about it.
Okay.
I don't know. Just we.
Well, I wanted to.
Yeah, it's too much of an echo, P-Ray. So when you come, or you gotta have the headphones already plugged in, and make sure everything is shut off on your phone, because it's too much. It's an echo. But anyway, I'm gonna just go out and come back in with the headphones. Go out and come back in, because I need to keep going with the show. Honey, she know better. Like, come on. You gotta get it together. Come on. All right. What? No, I can't even hear you now. I can't even hear you. But just forget it. I'll see you next week. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. I'll see you next week. And just have the headphones plugged up, because I don't got much time. I got like 20 minutes left. All right. She'll just come on next week. Girl. What the hell? What is this? No, honey, that's not working, P, right? That's not. I got to move on with the show. It doesn't matter, because I got enough content anyway. I got enough, and you're going to be coming back next week. So yeah, have them goddamn headphones plugged up. Don't have nothing else open on the phone. Like, come on. Like, you know this. So anyway, I need to get to Snap. Honey, these people are going crazy over Snap. All right. So going back to the shutdown, yeah, I like P. Ray too. She'll be back next week. But whenever you are doing anything live streaming, you got to have headphones. Not a Bluetooth, because that's horrible. Unless you have really, really good Wi-Fi. But anyway, all right, let's get back into the snap. So a lot of food banks are sold out of the food because everybody has been going to food banks, and now churches are getting involved, as they should. This should not be something new. So I want to play this clip here of Jamal Bryant.
I was on a plane headed to Chicago, and the Lord dropped in my spirit, and I want you to hear the heart of your pastor, that I didn't feel in good conscience or in good faith or in good face that it would be appropriate today for me to do an over and above offering. I didn't feel like it would be right to ask people to march down with 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, and 1,000 when people don't know how they're going to pay their rent. They don't know how they're going to take care of their kids. Don't know how it is that they're going to eat. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. I know that this ain't popular. I know this ain't going to go viral. They always talk about the negative stuff churches do. But I felt like we had a higher responsibility. I was on a plane.
So my thing is, I'm glad that he is not asking for money, but he is requesting that people donate food, and they're going to give food, as you should. This is what the church is supposed to do. So don't worry about it going viral. Who cares? It went viral anyway. Because people, make no mistake about it, a lot of people like to promote good stuff, things that are happening. It is a matter of, are we the people actually clicking on it, right? However, that is a good thing. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a pastor of a church. You're head of a church. You're supposed to give. You're supposed to make sure people in your congregation are not starving or homeless, or people in a community. You're doing your job. You don't get a standing ovation for that. You don't get brownie points. You don't get a gold star. You don't get to go viral for doing your job. So yeah, thank you, Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, for doing your job. Now, let's get into some more people, honey. People are snapping over Snap.
So over 40 million people are about to lose their SNAP benefits on November 1st due to the government shutdown. But why does this feel like a setup? Now let me slow walk you through this whole situation, starting with Walmart, because people are saying on the 1st they're going to raid Walmart because they don't have food stamps. Now keep in mind, Walmart makes over $3 billion a year on the SNAP benefit program, which is 25% of the entire program annually, which is pretty interesting, being that they are one of the sponsors for the No Kings protests, in which other globalists were actually funding the No Kings protests, like Ford, the Rockefeller Foundation, George Soros, just to name a few. But Walmart makes over $600 billion, so $3 billion is a drop in the bucket. So who really benefits and what's really going on? I mean, not only it's about money, which it is, because Walmart lost over $20 billion over the last 5 days, which could be a great opportunity for insiders to buy a cheaper stock. But it's about power and control as well. Could it be that all these corporations, big tech, billionaires want to induce civil unrest to implement a digital ID? Because out of chaos comes order. I mean, you have Bill Gates and Larry Ellison all pushing for a digital ID, in which right now is a New World Order situation in the UK, in which their problems is based on immigration, which easily can be induced to implement a digital ID. And guess which group has 60% of their group on SNAP benefits? Immigrants. Immigrants do, and they know this, so it seems like we're being played from both sides. I mean, it would be kind of crazy. Companies like Amazon plan to lay off over 500,000 jobs over the next 5 years due to AI automation, crushing the middle class, causing civil unrest. Not to mention, UPS just cut 48,000 jobs today. So the question is all this orchestrated so we're worrying about SNAP benefits and immigration being separated, black, white, all while they're building a New World Order situation for us? Could be. All the while, We still don't have an Epstein list, which is probably a distraction on top of a distraction at this point. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube for more info. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below.
You know what? He gave a really good take. Yes, because I'm against digital ID as well. And yes, Walmart is the biggest beneficiary of EBT. Make no mistake about it. The CEOs of these food chain conglomerates, they already went knocking at Congress' door. They're complaining. Hello, you need to pass this shutdown bill. You need to pass something with SNAP. SNAP makes up a minimum of 20%. And this is just the large corporations of the Walmarts, the Whole Foods, the ShopRite, Pathmark, Piggly Wiggly. Who's going to get hurt quick, fast, and the hardest are the small business, the bodegas, the corner stores, your local mom and pop supermarkets. Because without SNAP, their business would not even exist in the beginning. They wouldn't be able to create a business if they did not accept SNAP. So now that they're going to be losing SNAP, and if they shut down, they're going to lose SNAP 30 days worth of SNAP benefits. Even if they sign a bill tomorrow, today, or November the 1st, SNAP benefits are not going to hit people's cars until now, maybe the end of November, because they missed that deadline to deposit money in their SNAPs, because you got to do it the month prior. So businesses are going to lose millions and billions of dollars in the month of November. And everything else he's saying, he went down a rabbit hole a little bit. Yes, there is a world order. Yes, it's something bigger that's going on. They're laying off people like crazy. Now, Amazon hires is a lot of middle class, but it's a lot of poor middle class as well. But to lay off damn near almost 1 million people to replace them with robots, that's a problem. Yes, UPS just laid off 48,000 people. Target just laid off 2,000 people. Where are these people going to go and get work now? That is a major problem. So let's go down this SNAP rabbit hole a little bit more.
Well, breaking fuck the news. Politico released this article.
And you know what? I'm going to, if this person is cursing a lot in this video, I'm gonna bypass his video, because I don't understand why these TikTok people have to curse all the time.
At 4:45 this morning. And I feel like it's a very important article, so I'm going to release this information to you. I'm going to paraphrase and give you it all in a lump sum. 6 ways the government shutdown is about to get way worse. We all know November 1st, SNAP and food benefits across the country are going to be shut off. The Donald Trump violating the Hatch Act is going to push. If you go on the SNAP website, you're going to see that they're blaming the Democrats, right? Which is a violation of the Hatch Act. If you don't know what that is, please go look it up. Food assistance for more than 40 million people who are on SNAP will start to run out of money Saturday, and the Trump administration won't tap emergency funds to keep those food benefits going, according to the memo obtained by Politico. At least 25 states are already planning on cutting off their benefits, which supply low-income families. Some lawmakers have been pressing the administration to tap into agricultural contingency fund to pay out some of the benefits for next month. That pot of cash only has about $5 billion left, though far less than the roughly $9 billion needed to cover the food aid through November. Federal funding, the Early Head Start program, which my son is in. Federal funding will stop flowing on Saturday to some early child education programs supported by Head Start. The Health and Human Services program that funds education, health and nutrition services for more than 800,000 children under the age of 6. More than 130 programs are set to miss federal funding, spanning 41 states and Puerto Rico, and serving 5,900 children, according to the National Head Start Association, the nonprofit organization that represents providers. Loss of the federal funding means some teachers won't get paid and some centers will just close. After funding first lapsed October 1st, Head Start programs serving about 6,500 children didn't get their usual cash. WIC and nutrition benefits. So WIC and SNAP, it's the same thing. Essential air service. I'm not going to go over WIC because WIC and SNAP kind of go hand in hand. Essential air service. The Trump administration has warned that essential air service, which is subsidized airline service to small, often rural communities, is likely to run out of funding over the weekend. Some airlines serving Alaska and other remote areas of the country might have to increase airfare to have enough cash to pay staff in the absence of federal subsidies. Residents and businesses in hard-to-reach areas have been sensitive to disruptions in the program, especially after many airlines stopped operating out of small airports during the pandemic. The service is crucial enough that the Transportation Department tapped $42 million to avoid the lapse earlier this month. Military pay. Members of the military will miss paychecks on Friday if Trump doesn't intervene like he did earlier this month, when he paid active duty service members by tapping $6.5 billion meant for military research and development efforts. But it could be hard to make the same move again since the pot of cash had about $10 billion left before the president pulled from it last time. And last but not least, federal civilian paychecks. Many civilian employees across the government agencies will experience their first fully missed paycheck of the government shutdown Tuesday and Thursday, after some already went without compensation late last week, since they are different pay periods for various federal offices. Congressional aides are among the people who will feel the pain. The White House staffers due to miss pay Friday. Their Senate counterparts are set to go without compensation for the following week. The lawmakers embroiled in the shutdown standoff, however, will continue to get their salaries and schedule thanks to the Constitution. I'll keep you updated with more.
All right, thank you for that, sir. So he's right. 6 ways the government shutdown will get worse. SNAP benefits, WIC, Head Start programs, essential air service, that's air traffic control, military service members, federal civilian paychecks. That's not good. That's bad. And you know what? I'm purposely not flying anywhere until they get the air traffic control together, because I'm not doing it. Let's go to the next one. Oh, I wanted to show this one here. You see this chart here? The number one state, U.S. military salary and retirement benefits for the year of 2024 was $192 billion versus Homeland Security for 2023 figure for illegal migrants was $451 billion for healthcare, law enforcement, housing, and services. See, this is why I need P. Ray to get her microphone together, because I would love to insert this into the conversation, because illegal migrants, $451 billion in benefits, but our military and our retirement, they only got $192 billion. Factoring the cost of migrant kids, these states have spent the most. California is number one with $30.9 billion. Texas number 2, 13.4. New York 9.9. Florida 8.0. New Jersey 5.3. Then Illinois at 3.9. Is Ohio up here? I don't see Ohio here. Ohio, no. And all of these are just about blue states or purple states. Yeah. Except for Florida. $12 billion of $100 billion of years spent on soda with SNAP. So SNAP, a lot of people who do get SNAP, they're spending it on junk food. Soft drinks, ground beef, is nothing wrong with that. Snacks, cheese, baked bread, cereal, fried chicken, frozen pizza, of course, infant formula, candy, cookies, eggs. But that's the average American anyway, whether you on SNAP or not. So I'm not going to start shaming people. Now, this is the one that I really wanted to play here, because this woman here made a good point, and I'm going to play this video. If the government wants to cancel SNAP benefits, then Americans need to cancel the holiday season. And I wholeheartedly agree.
To me, the only logical response to the government canceling SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets. You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday and I don't know how long. The deals suck. You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year. Your kids have tablets. They have toys. They have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay. Close the wallets. Cot boy. You know? We should be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong. It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money. Yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets.
I agree with her. Why no one should be celebrating, what is that? Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving? This is the beginning of the holiday season, especially starting leading up to Thanksgiving, because everybody, spend money on Thanksgiving dinner. No one can afford Thanksgiving dinner. Nobody cannot afford Thanksgiving dinner. And you know what? Why should you participate in that consumerism? So do not shop Black Friday. Do not shop on all these so-called, discounted blowout sales that they're going to have leading up to Christmas. No. Put Thanksgiving on hold. Put Christmas on the back burner. You can show up by closing your wallet. If you want to get some lick back, if you want to stick it to the man, stick it to these corporations, and stick it to the government, don't shop this holiday season. And there's a reason why they call it Black Friday, so that they can get in the black, get out of the red and into the black. They want to end the year. These corporations want to end the year in the black. They don't want to end it in the red. But let's make them end it in the red. You can't feed your kids anyway. You can't feed your family. You penny pinching. You're not going to have Thanksgiving. Don't go shopping for a flat screen or a microwave. Don't do it on Black Friday. Don't do it that whole Thanksgiving weekend. And don't go Christmas shopping this year. Don't. Close your wallet. Yes, boycott everything. Pastor Brian talking about boycotting Target because of the DEI, F DEI. This is about life and death. This is about politicians, the people in Congress that are not doing their fucking job. They're not. They don't care. They just want to argue. They just want power. They just want to stick it to the other party. So boycott everything and everybody. I would say this. I would say support your local mom and pop businesses, the true small businesses. But these large corporations, F them. Boycott the large corporations this holiday season. Yeah. I would say boycott the government, but I don't know how we could boycott the government. But if I figure out how we could boycott the government, I would say boycott the government too. Yeah. Now let's get into Stephen A. Smith. This is not going to take long. Stephen A. Smith has a message, not just for America, but specifically for Black America. Yeah. Take a listen.
I am a proud Black man who loves my peoples, my community. I don't speak for us. I don't have dominion over us. I just love us because I know who we are. I'm also that guy that has been in the business of journalism spanning 30 plus years, who has had a history of supporting my brothers and sisters, who have lost jobs supporting my brothers and sisters. who has been in the eye of the storm for most of those 30 years because of the positions that I was willing to take and the things that I was willing to tackle and the people that I was willing to call to the carpet, even if they came from my own community, because it wasn't in the best collective interest of the whole. I have 4 older sisters. I have 10 nieces. I have 2 daughters. I have been brought up, educated, nurtured, insulated, propelled, supported, and strengthened by Black women all my damn life. While people are chirping about my Blackness as if you got dominion over it to define who the hell I am and whether or not I'm invited to your barbecue, not recognizing that I have plenty of my own. Were you saying that when I was fighting diversity issues in the media? Were you saying that when I diversified stuff at ESPN? Were you saying that when I was working in concert since 2019 with HBCU Week and Ashley, Christopher, and others, generated in excess of 12,000 scholarships for more than $120 million? Do you say that with the people that I mentor and help? Of course not. Couldn't that fit the narrative? It's got very little to do with race. In the same day, a couple of weeks ago,
He just said this has nothing to do with race, but his first word when he started this dialogue was race. He implemented race. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I was called a sellout by one side and a racist by others. We know what times we're living in. We know what's going on. The ideological tilt, because of the political apparatus that presently exists, has made folks incredibly vicious with their commentary. But my question to you is, when are we going to all be adult enough to talk, to get along enough, well enough just to talk? You all have been invited. It hurts that our conversations and our dialogue with one another has to regress to that point when we're adults and we can actually talk about the issues. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. If I said something wrong publicly, I'll apologize publicly. I ain't losing no sleep over giving an apology. But for people to have a willingness to go to this level, to talk about me or anybody in that fashion, don't you know how counterproductive it is?
Very counterproductive. And I agree with Stephen A. You want to know why? Because you should have kept that same energy in the beginning when you was going in on Jasmine Crockett and you got that backlash, which I totally disagree with the backlash coming from Black people, Democrats, to be exact, the Black boule. You should have never apologized to Jasmine Crockett. See, the energy you have now with this message to America, and then specifically message to Black Americans, you should have kept that same energy all along. As for Roland Martin, yeah, Roland Martin and company took Stephen A. Smith to the woodshed. Yeah, they dragged him. And my thing is, this is why you should have never apologized. Mean what you say what you mean, and keep it moving. Jasmine Crockett is a big girl. She's a politician. She's well protected and isolated. She don't need Black folk support because she got the Jewish support. She got the illegals. She got the immigrants. She got the LGBTQ. She don't need Black people. She uses Black trauma, Black suffering, Black history. She uses Blackness so that you Black liberal lovers could stay fooled thinking, oh, she's a down girl. She's down. No, she's down with the bag. She's down with where the power is at for her party so that she can stay elected. She ain't down for Black people. So you should never apologize, Stephen A. Number one, she's a politician. They're all liars, no matter what party. It doesn't matter. Politicians are liars. They're full of shit. See, we, the people who vote for them, are the forecasters. They are the presenters. They have to and should adhere to our needs, not the other way around. So why are you now coming with this message? Why? Because you didn't think that your own, like the Rollins, the Native Pods, the Jasmine Crockett's, and everybody else who were behind the scenes was trying to cancel your ass. See, you see that now. You see the Democrats, if you are not lock in step with their message and their agenda, and you're Black, they will cancel you just as quick as they was trying to cancel Trump. And you're Black, and you're not wealthy like Trump, and you're not well connected like Trump is. So they already had your Black ass locked up and sealed and ready to toss aside, but they supposed to be pro-Black and for the people. See, this is why you never apologize to a politician. They don't get our apology. They need to apologize to us. But see, what you were doing, Stephen A. Smith, you were doing that, oh, we cool, and I'm just telling you as friend to friend. No. They don't want to hear that. Democrats, Congressional Black Caucus, the George Soros crew, the AOCs, the Squad, Black women, because 98% of Black women here in America are Democrats, and I see y'all asses in this chat upset, calling Stephen A. Yeah, you a clown. You know what I noticed? A true hardcore Black woman Democrat who is married, she has a weak husband. Her husband is weak. Because only weak men are Democrats, unless you are one of the real power players, like a Hakeem Jeffries. Cory Booker is a power player too, and I'm just naming out some of the Black ones. But I notice, in general, I'm generalizing here, Black women they have a lot of power in the Democrat Party. They don't control it. They're not the power, but they have somewhat of a say-so in their Black atmosphere. Not in the white part. The white liberals, they're like, no, you're going to sit to the side. See, the Black women Democrats, you're still taking a back seat to the white liberals, whether it's a white man or a white woman. You're still taking a back seat like Rosa Parks. However, you have a lot of say-so, but you're their puppet. But just in the Black atmosphere, the Black environment of the Democrat Party, right? Let's just stick with the Black side. Stephen A. is part of the Black Democrats. He said he voted for Kamala. He keeps throwing that out there as if he's saying to the Black people, the Black gatekeepers, the Congressional Black Caucus, oh, I'm part of you. I'm down. I voted for her, not him. They don't care. Because if you voted for her, that means you believe in not just her message, but the Democrat message. So you need to shut up and be lock in step and not criticize nothing that we do or say. And you didn't do that. You went off of the reservation. So now we got to cut you. And that's what they do. But if you were man enough, strong enough, because you talk your shit a lot on First Take, to stand your ground and not apologize, right? But see, you are lock in step with corporations, Sirius XM, Disney. You got to answer to someone who has a whole lot of power, the white liberals. Because that's who run Disney, not Republicans. It's Democrats. The white liberals run Disney. And again, you have to take a back seat to the white liberals. So I look at it, if you are a Black man and you're a Democrat, you're kind of weak in my eyes. In my eyes. It's just my opinion. But when you start dissecting some of these public figures who are all up on that Democrat plantation, you start to be like, wait a minute, yeah, they're a little punkish. The women are more in charge, the black women. The black women in the Democrat Party rule over the black man. Because you apologized to Jasmine Crockett and you said, oh, I didn't know Trump said negative things about Jasmine Crockett. Well, Stephen A., he never said Jasmine Crockett's name. She has been slandering that man for over a year. He finally said that woman's name and said she had a low IQ and she's Jimmy the Cricket or Jimmy the Crockett or whatever. And that was it. And that is after she slandered him. But see, what women do, they throw the fucking rock and hide their hand and then tell you, well, I didn't do nothing wrong. He don't like black women and you need to protect black women and black women are the least protected in the United States or in the world. All that is just bullshit coming out of a lying-ass politician mouth, coming out of a lying-ass black boule, part of the gatekeepers. And you fell for it. Why? Because you want to keep getting those checks. You want to keep getting all these high viewerships on YouTube. You want to keep that contract with Sirius XM. So you laid your bed with the Democrat plantation. Stay over there and keep picking that damn cotton. Because over here on the Republican side, we do for self. Or we work together. But we're very much so independent. And it's a different mindset. Yes, Samiko, I am a black woman. Yes, I am. I am 100% full FBA, honey. Don't play with me. Out of Georgia, out of North Carolina, out of Alabama, making their way up north to Ohio, and New York, and New Jersey. Yes. And my last name is English. And the black man who carried that last name from England was free. He was a free black man. On the mother side was slaves. On my father's mother side, they were slaves. On my mother's side, they were native and black. On my mother's father's side, they were black slaves. But my last name is carried by a free black man. And to your point, yes, I am 1000% black. No, I do not identify as being African American. I am a black American, foundational black American, American descendants of slaves, of enslaved, or whatever the hell. I'm black. Yes, we come in all shades. We are not a monolith. And I will never, ever, ever be a Democrat. Now, will I vote for a Democrat locally if they are a statesman? And that's the difference between a statesman and a politician. It's a difference. And I have voted locally for someone who's a Democrat because they actually were doing their job. But overall, when it comes to the presidency, when it comes to governors, when it comes to senators who I vote to send to Congress, that's all red, baby. That's all red. Because that's where my ideology aligns. Yeah. Build that wall, close them damn borders. Yeah. I am the Black Republican of Frederick Douglass. Not the Tethers, but the Black Republicans of Frederick Douglass, of Reconstruction era. That mindset. And it's not the ones of the Black Democrats that we see today. It's a difference. There are a lot of successful Black Americans that we don't know nothing about. And they're multimillionaires. Or they make over 500,000, over 200,000. Foundational Black Americans. There are a lot of successful foundational Black Americans. And I'm going to start highlighting them. Regular people, homeowners, business owners, work in the communities. And I think that's it for today. Let me, I highlighted some comments. Brian says, Dana, do you date white guys? Only if you have a lot of money. I don't like to date an average white guy because I think that's a waste of whiteness. Now, have I dated a white guy? Well, he was Italian, but that's considered white now in America, but he was a multimillionaire. You see where I'm going? Why would I date a regular white person? And when I mean regular, I mean poor. But I would date somebody white if they have money. Because anything less than that, I think that's just a waste of your whiteness here in America. But 9 times out of 10, honey, I'm with a brother. And they're Republican. His Holiness, Dana, I swear by Zetbon. Yes. Reverend Zetbon is the truth. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know, it don't got all them crazy side effects like Ozempic, and you don't be walking, you don't have no heart problem. Nah. Planet Earth, Nvidia just hit 5 trillion. It's over. Yeah, I heard about that. I mean, listen, you go up so high, it's going to end up coming down. Texas is blue or purple. No, Texas is red, even though they were on that list with the funding for the illegal migrants. But you understand, Texas is right at the border. So, you know, it is what it is. Amazon will see me on Black Friday. Wow. Why you, and see, that's the thing. See, no, boycott the big corporations, boycott Amazon. I need to do a show on boycott Amazon. Another bootlicker. Yeah, Tom G, are you calling me a bootlicker? Or was that somebody else that I was talking about? Jasmine Crockett? Yeah, she's a bootlicker. She's a bootlicker. No, Anthony. No, I don't need Ozempic love. No, I don't. I'm happy with my Zipbond. Yes, I'm 49. And honey, I turn 50 next year and a bitch gonna be snatched. Okay? Actually, I'm cute now. I'm cute now. Cute figure now. But I'm gonna be snatched by the time I turn 50. You see this? You see this skin, honey? You want to feel this skin? You can never. You better hope. Well, I don't know how old you are, but if you are not 50 yet, honey, you better hope you look like this. I love y'all be talking shit in the comments. All right, everybody, listen. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Have a wonderful week. I am going to go to Costco's tomorrow and I'm going to buy the crates of canned foods and I'm going to donate it to a food bank in a church. So I want to suggest everybody go do that. You know, give. Don't spend money. Give. Spend money on giving. Give to the ones who have less. This is the season of giving. Let's get into the season of giving. So everybody have a wonderful week. Have a safe Halloween. If you taking your kids out trick-or-treating, be safe, have fun, and take care of yourselves. And listen, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell button to get all notifications. Tomorrow I'm dropping a video, Injustice for All with Judge Joe Brown. I'll be live again Monday. I'm going to go live on my other channel, the Dusty Chronicles, Friday. So subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button so you get all notifications, like this video, share this video, and have a wonderful week. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, wait. Honey, let me get the full view. Yes. This is my good side here. Okay, I was doing still shots for when I do like thumbnails. I'm so extra. Wait, oh, bitch, here's my neck right here. This, you see the neck? Yeah, this is the neck. You're such a hater, Anthony. Where's the neck? It's here. It's here. It's here. Yes. Ah, you mad? Still can see a neck. Can or can? Oh, you calling me a man now? I'm a man. Oh wait. Oh, you think I have a Adam's apple? No, boo boo. No. And if I did, so what? Shout out to all the trannies. Yeah. Anthony is upset because, well, Anthony must be a registered Democrat, and he's probably black. So he's mad that I called black men who are Democrats weak. Still can't. Oh, you said can't. You still can't find it. Okay. All right. All right, Anthony. You have a blessed week. Bless your heart, honey. All right, everybody. Bye.